Good evening, everyone. So today is Monday, the 9th of March. This evening, we are all gathering here to do this evening chanting. So we have online One Pen from Aloha, Karen Culling, Chitra, Nelly are attending this evening's chanting. Similarly, today we have Gavin here, and Yvonne and John attending. And today Yvonne read out, as before, the meaning of the Buddha's blessings. So today is Monday, and this afternoon I was talking to many people regarding the 17th of May event, and it happened that a busload of people coming up from London, and this lady called Jim Mui, she is organizing this tour. So she was a very successful business lady. Now she's retired, and now she is organizing a tour in different places, even including in the Europe. So then she discussed with me today that a busload of people will be coming, and they will be visiting in different places, and once they finish, they arrive our event, and then once event finish, and then they go away to visit other places like that. And straight away they booked sponsoring the crystal bowls, 15 of them. So now only about 9 left to be sponsored. So straight away about 16 already. So, and half of them she already transferred as well to support. In the meantime, I spoke with the members in King's Bromley, Staffordshire. So they are also organizing. They're also coming. They are hiring a mini van that they can accommodate 7 people. So the 7 of them coming up for the event. So these are, and then the other 2 ladies also said that they are coming, and then there is 3 couples from London coming as well, and also Mrs. Arisena along with her other friends. So probably about 6 or 7 people coming. So it's already almost like 50 people. So it's already 50 people attending that we can see the lists. And also got a message from Norway that the senior monk that I've been working with him for a couple of years, and we were traveling in different places to attend the meetings and organizing the trainings for the lay devotees. He confirms that he will come. So he will come to attend. So there's a lot of things happened today, and in the midst of that, I also managed to almost complete the editing this book, this chanting book, hoping that although there are some mistakes, but I thought that I better print a proper book for us so that we can do a chanting and a tangible evidence that on the occasion of enshrining the marker stone, we published this book. So there will be a history at the front as well, so that whoever get this book and they can read the history of this center as well. So I was working all day on that, but somehow I was feeling a bit cold as well as feeling a bit tired. So then I came out and chopping the wood. Chopping the wood just to get the sweatings. Just to get sweatings. So about an hour and a half of the chopping, that really made me feel better. That really felt good. And I also noticed that Barbara laid those woods so nicely. You know, she was very conscious of putting those woods, even the twigs that we cut, and she was laying. You know, it's like a proper building a wall. So she was very conscious, and she was very good at that. So that demonstrates the state of the mind, that how much caring the mind was when she was carrying out that job, and that was quite interesting. Yesterday I didn't notice, but today I just when I was topping it up, and then I went back and checked. That was quite impressive. Those twigs, she laid it like in a crossway so it won't fall. So it was quite clever. So that's happened, and so I was trying to complete. And while I was reading this chanting books, I also found that something missing. So as we chant, I add this and that and delete this and that. So then I was adding them. And it happened that I have cancelled the subscription for the ChatGPT. And whenever I put the information, it was not working, behaving funny. So my ChatGPT is not working anymore. Initially it allowed me to do only, I think, 3 or 4 times, and then now it doesn't allow me to do anything. So that took quite a while to translate and transliterate, and then checking and editing the Pali version of English, the Romanized one. That wasn't easy. You have to read each word, and each word when you read it. So you have to be very mindful that which word are you using. So that's happened. But however, I managed to go all the way up almost to the end actually. So maybe today I will be able to finish this. So like that, and then I was looking at some of the reflections, and then when I was reflecting on that, I thought to myself that things that's taking place, things that's happening, and things are not happening, and these are all actually, if we do not care, it doesn't affect to us at all. But if we care, then it affects. Like the conflict in Middle East, I never read anything, and I do not watch anything, and I was like very ignorant about it. So when I was talking to my friend in Bangkok, Pat Pong, he was like, he had got every information. He was like, on the BBC News. So he was giving me all the information about the Middle East and conflict and the fight. And I was thinking, it's a world level of conflict. Everybody's talking about it and everybody think that it affects to our life. But because I do not watch, because I do not follow, I wasn't disturbed. I wasn't disturbed by it at all. All what I was concerned about my own job, my own work that I've been doing. So I was concentrating on that more than anything what's happening over there. So that's interesting. I was watching, and not only that, he knows about the election in Nepal. He knows that who's coming to be, and I don't know. So it was quite interesting, and that's how it's the matter that how would you like to live your life? In which way? So, do you want to live your life in a way that chaotic in your mind? So, otherwise, if we are like dealing with and thinking of these everything that's what happening out in the world, it will be very difficult. We can't live our life properly. And we will be talking and thinking and doing and things and like that, and then we become miserable. So with that, I was thinking that maybe I am taming my mind. So my horse is no more a wild horse. My horse is tamed. Which again, as we know, Buddha gave a simile that our mind is like a wild horse. It has to be tamed. It has to be guarded. It has to be trained. And then once you have tamed, guarded, and trained, then that becomes more malleable or more beneficial, fruitful. So, and which again, this is a story or this simile that I normally link with the horse riders here that we see every day. And there are some horses just newly brought. So when they try to train these newly brought horses, normally they walk side by side in a list and then walk side by side, and then after some times they manage to ride the horse, and then even though they have rid the horse, but still they have this sense of a feeling that this horse is not ready yet, and if something happens it just jumps and frightens. Even like yesterday when these two ladies were riding a horse, and one of them was little young, and this dog barked and this horse just frightened, jumped, and this lady was patting and saying, "Oh, this is young, new horse, so just need a bit of a time." So like that. And eventually, as they manage to bond with it, and then slowly they manage to train this horse, so that after train the horse, then they can use this horse in any forms. That's why after that they can go for the competitions. And also in the past, you will use it for plowing, you will use it for war, you will use it for carrying things and so on like that. So similarly, our mind is like that too. If our mind is not tamed, so it's just a wild, it can go anywhere, it can travel anytime and without knowing, and it causes more harmful and won't be beneficial, and that will bring more harm than any benefits. It's because the mind is not trained, tamed. But once we have tamed it, then we're able to guard this mind properly. And once we have guarded this mind, what happens that this mind is protected from invading any unwholesome things or unwholesome thoughts, and even the slightest unwholesome deeds we will try not to let this affect the mind. So that's how it will takes place, and the mind becomes more and stronger and stronger, and it becomes restrained by restrained doing anything that's not beneficial and not wholesome. So then what happens, like that's like a horse being fully tamed, and then the mind is like fully energetic and knows what needs to be done and what not to be done. So another similar is I normally see a dog, the domesticated dogs. So you have trained them. When you say sit, will sit down. When you say stand up, stand like that. So our mind becomes like that, and then when our mind becomes in such a that way, that won't lead us to do any harm. That won't lead us to do anything that will makes us suffering. But it leads us to the act that will be more beneficial, and leading towards happiness. So that's why this is a quite a bit of a task that we need to work it out. Like when we are doing nothing, our mind normally think about something negative, doing negative things rather than the positive things. But if we are mindful, then we know how to put a brake on, and then how to move on to furthering towards the beneficial states. And which is another reason why when somebody is sitting alone and thinking this and thinking that, it's advised not to stay like that, but to go and do some physical work, so that your mind will not be thinking of those things. Otherwise, the mind will be thinking and building a castle in the air, and then goes on fantasizing and this and that, and why not, why this, why, and goes on. And then wish maybe this, wish maybe that, and then mind just become a wild again. And then not only that, we will be linking to that person, this why, that why, I have done this much, why it's not that, it goes on continuously. So that's why in the Dhamma is something that it's so important that if we have practiced, then it helps us to put us in a positive state. Like I noticed when I was even chopping the woods, and now and then I just take a rest, and then suddenly the mind simply runs to something else. But when I'm chopping, my mind is there. Just my mind is concentrating how to chop and how to use the energy. Mind is not onto other thoughts. So a similar way, if we are not mindful, then mind will simply wildly go away. So it's very important that we practice the Dhamma, and we have control over this mind and know how to maneuver properly to this mind. And that's why the Buddha said that I do not see anything that harms you more than untamed mind. And then further he said that I do not see any single thing that cause more harm than the mind that's not guarded, and then not protected, and not restrained, not tamed. It brings more harm. And the opposite, and the Buddha also said that I do not see even a single thing that's more beneficial the mind than the tamed mind, the protected mind, and restrained mind. Yeah, and so that basically, suggests that actually we are driven by our own minds, our own thoughts. If we can tame it, if we can protect and restrain and guard it, and if we know about it properly, then we are living our life fully, and we won't be driven by this different negative states which normally causes us trouble. Right? So this practice we have to continue practicing. The more we practice, the better we become. And one who practices only knows, not one who doesn't practice, how it works. Okay. So with this, let's do the chanting.